Hi S3, it's Miss Manning here. I just wanted to give you a wee video about the morality questions that we've been doing on this assignment. Okay, so some of you have completed it and handed it back in. Well done for doing so. Some of you are still working through it, and some of you have not worked on it at all. So please just do your best, whatever you do. The first question is asking you what skill we are using, and then questions 2, 3, and 4. These questions are asking you about what religion is, what philosophy is, and what morality is. Notice that each of the questions are worth 2 points or 2 marks. So you're aiming to say 2 separate things. Okay, so 2 sentences. And an example is usually a mark as long as it's developed. And then questions 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Notice that these are 8 markers. Okay, so you are aiming to write 8 different things or 8 different sentences. At National 5 level for RMPS, the most amount of marks that you will get for one question is 8. So we're starting with this skill first. It's the evaluation question, which is asking you to give your opinion and make a judgment. The first question is, the death penalty is wrong. To what extent do you agree? And I have shown you this answer in our lessons last week. Okay, so I've explained that this type of question is an evaluation question, asks you to make a judgment or an opinion. The first thing you do is you write a table, all the reasons to agree with the statement and all the reasons to disagree with the statement. And this is what we did in S2. Those of you who I taught in S2, we did this for the death penalty unit, and we also did it for whether or not religious experience is real. So you write this table because that sets you off and it sets you in a good start. And then once you've done your table, you start writing it up, okay? Because you don't get marks for just notes in a table. So when you're writing up, you think about your structure and you think about your sentence starters. So first of all, notice this sentence starter. Firstly, I agree with this statement because the statement, remember, is the death penalty is wrong. And then you give reasons why you agree with this statement. An innocent person might get killed. That's a mark, okay? This happened to Derek Bentley when he was accused of killing a police officer when he was innocent for the crime. There's your second mark. Also, if you give an example that's developed, and this is a good example of that's developed, it's a second mark. So that's 2 marks so far. Secondly, the law says it's wrong to kill, and the law kills. This increases violence and murder in society. There's your third mark. Also notice the sentence starter. Secondly, we've also got thirdly, fourth, lastly. It's very easy to signpost the marker if you do this. Thirdly, it's better to stop the cause of crime itself. For example, poverty causes crime. There's your other mark. Saying poverty, it's not quite enough to get a full mark there. You'd have to give a little bit more, like give an example. For example, somebody might want to cause crime in order to feed their family or something. Fourth, the Christian view is that all life is sacred, God's life to take, not the government's. Mark there. And lastly, it's better to change, the word for that is reform, people so that they can contribute in society. If you didn't put the word reform, you would have still got the mark. And so notice so far, we've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks out of 8. Okay, and then you go on to the second part of the answer. You miss a line and you say, on the other hand, I think that the death penalty is right. Okay, so you're using the wording of the question. The question up here, the death penalty is wrong. So on the other hand, you actually think it's not wrong, it's right. Criminals should be punished so that they pay for what they have done wrong. This is called retribution, and it gives victims a sense of peace and justice. There's a mark there. That's a very good developed mark. That I would have maybe even given it a mark here, where I've got the cursor. The death penalty prevents the criminal reoffending. If the criminal is dead, then he or she cannot commit another crime. Mark there. And lastly, the death penalty protects society by removing the threat of the murderer. And mark there. So for this answer, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 marks out of 8. So that's more than full marks. Definitely A plus, because it's full marks.